Victims of the Bali water park explosion revisit Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital to thank the staff for their support. In Quezon City, the Tzu Chi Philippines Chapter holds a charity fundraiser to promote vegetarianism. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. It has been a full year since the dust explosion happened last summer at the Formosa Fun Coast Water Park in Bali, New Taipei City. Recently, some of the first patients that showed up at the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital revisited the facility to celebrate their year of recovery and express their gratitude by sharing a cake with nurses and doctors.
It has been a year since the tragedy that happened at the Bali District Water Park in Taipei. Peng Wenyu has brought a cake to share with hospital staff after a year of receiving their help. You can see the scars on her face, but Peng Wenyu is still smiling brightly as she offers her sincere thanks to the nurses and doctors.
My stomach hurt often, and I was always bothering everyone, but they were always patient towards me and meticulous in taking care of me. If they hadn't been there from the start, I may not be here like I am today.
This is Lin Si-ting. 65% of her body was burned in the accident, and she must still wear special footwear to protect her feet. She was on life support the day she came to the hospital and spent 125 days in the hospital's care. Now, a year later, she has come to express her gratitude.
Although they probably were also dealing with patients who were dying, they never gave up on us. They always encouraged us, and I think that was also difficult for them. We were also here for so long, so it's very emotional to see them now after it's been a whole year.
Taipei nurses and doctors also came to visit the workplace of Zhong Peijie, another burn survivor of the disaster. In her first days at the hospital, Miss Zhong almost died twice. Today, doctors and nurses come to check on her working conditions and to wish her well. Staff at Tzu Chi Hospital in Taipei sincerely wishes the best for all the burn survivors from last year's tragic incident.
Next, we'll check in with Zhong Peijie, who we saw in the previous report. After leaving the hospital, Zhong faced serious depression. Today, she is on her feet, back at work, and full of gratitude for all the care of the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital staff.
This is 28-year-old Zhong Peijie, who is currently working at a telemarketing company. She is dressed in the latest fashions like other young people here, but her body bears the scars of the water park explosion. In the year following the water park explosion, Miss Zhong had to deal with the death of her mother. The combined impact led her to a deep depression that she thought she would never recover from.
Stepping out and coming back to work makes me realize how much I've relied on others. Now that I can do things on my own, things feel very different. Now that I'm no longer being cared for, I feel like I want to go out and care for others in need.
In Miss Zhong's first few months of recovery, things were difficult. She suffered third-degree burns to 61% of her body and all 4 limbs. Scars made mobility impossible for a long time. She was near death at 2 different times and was on dialysis for 3 weeks. After going through such a trying experience, Miss Zhong is now filled with gratitude for the staff who kept her alive and helped her recover.
No matter if it's a holiday or if it was raining or there was a typhoon, Dr. Lin will be there at 8 o'clock every morning. He will come in and call for a nurse to help change the dressings, and they will both do it together.
One step and one day at a time, Zhong Peijie is moving forward with her recovery and her life. She is full of gratitude for the care that doctors and nurses have given her, and now that she has rejoined the workforce, she will continue to carry that love and pay it forward to others in need.
Another victim of the Formosa Fun Coast Water Park explosion is Duan Peiqi, a student of the Mingchuan University who suffered burns to 67% of her body. She underwent 10 different skin debridement and skin grafting surgeries before being discharged from the hospital 3 months later. Follow our report as we visit her home, hospital, and school to learn of her strong support network as well as the difficulties of her rehabilitation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's quite painful and hurts. Even if you are able to squat or kneel today, maybe after you wake up the next day, you are not able to do it. Then you have to start all over again. When I was discharged from the hospital, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to walk and I would be confined to a wheelchair for a lifetime.
Actually, she's been practicing kneeling and squatting for a while, so during that period of time, she felt really low.
At night, I may think of many things and then be unable to sleep. Later, the doctor told me to go to the psychiatric department. At the time, I had a dream that I was wearing jeans and visiting the Formosa Fun Coast Park, where I was happy that my legs weren't burned. This was a very strange dream. Hi, I'm Pei Qi. I'm doing a lot better. Don't worry. After I am better, I will look for all of you. I love you all.
发生的那天就是就觉得全身热热的。
The day that it happened, I felt really hot and wanted to run away, and many people were pushing and I was pulled down.
然后发现很多人就是都在抢。
And then I went to the bathroom to get water and everyone was doing the same
打给
thing.
妈妈，然后妈妈就觉得
And
是
then I
诈
called my
骗集
mother and she thought it was a scam because I borrowed a phone from someone
要跟
else.
别人借的。
之前我就跟他讲说，
Before, I told her, if something like this happens to you, it is because the heavens chose you. On the one hand, our family can bear this, and she can also bear this.
你有办法去承担这一些。
亲伤口的时候，然后这样一撕开，然后就觉得啊，我才
When it came to cleaning the wound, we would have to tear off the bandage, and my sister would scream out.
其实姐姐在那个
During this time, I realized that my sister has an important place
位
in my
置还
heart.
是很重要的。
怎么讲就是不舍啦。
When it happened, I cried outside the emergency room and wasn't able to accept this news.
大哭了一场哦。
I really wanted to have such a thing happen to me, as I couldn't accept that it would happen to one of my children.
One of my dreams and goals after being discharged was to go back to class when school starts, so that I could graduate with my fellow classmates.
After this happened, we became much closer, so there are some very complex feelings.
I feel that I am very grateful that I am so brave and strong. I am also very grateful to the people around me who gave me strength.
佩奇加油！
佩奇加油！佩奇加油！
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi is aiding in the reconstruction of Hualien's Jiaming Elementary School as part of Project Hope's disaster risk reduction. Recently, the school held a graduation ceremony, and as Tzu Chi volunteers have cared for these students on a long-term basis, they were on hand to give them special blessings.
11 graduating students at Hualien's Jiaming Elementary School are attending a warm and intimate graduation ceremony in this space because new school buildings are still being reconstructed.
While I'm graduating, I won't be able to make use of the new school facilities to attend class. I would still like to thank the Jiaming Elementary School principal and teachers and students for giving me such special memories.
Tzu Chi volunteers who have cared for the students for a long time deliver their best wishes at the graduation ceremony. The graduates also prepare a small gift of a teddy bear for the volunteers to express their gratitude.
This year, the children told me that Tzu Chi aunties and uncles accompanied them as they grew up, so we really have to thank them.
As these 11 children move on in their education, their teachers encourage them to nurture compassion in their hearts and hope they will frequently return to the school and care for younger students.
On the final day of Master Zhen Yan's tour of Taiwan, she stopped by the Jingsi Hall in Taidong. Some teachers and students from schools who have been given assistance by Tzu Chi's Project Hope were in attendance to express their gratitude to the master.
我们全体师生和家长的美梦就要实现了。是啊，想起新角色 ，Oh my God， 我要尖叫了！
The children are excited because their school is one of 9 Taidong area elementary and middle schools, receiving assistance from the Project Hope for Disaster Risk Reduction project to repair and rebuild old school buildings.
Physical structures only last 50, maybe 100 years, but the education of society may continue for thousands, tens of thousands of years. It's something without end.
After construction at the schools is complete, the community will continue to cultivate good karma by promoting Jingsi aphorisms in the school as a means to teach love and gratitude to the children.
The volunteers' help has really cultivated a humanistic spirit at the school. This will cultivate a positive outlook and positive values among our children, and these are the foundation of something even greater, morality and virtue.
With cooperation between Tzu Chi and the schools, no one could forget the silent and never-ending support of those who donated to make the project possible. Master Zheng Yan expressed gratitude for everyone's devotion and energy for the project.
期待讲吼，每一间学校拢真勇敢，会当真健康，唔惊风，唔惊雨。 上重要的，唔惊地震，早日学校完成，互囡仔会当赶紧入去真健全的学校。
Returning to Hualien, the master also stopped by Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital to check on the staff. A Catholic nun, Gu Shui Mei, came especially for the occasion. Everyone was reminded of the occasion 50 years ago when Master Zheng Yan had the conversation with 3 Catholic nuns and the seed for the idea of the Tzu Chi Foundation was planted. 50 years later, the mission of compassion and gratitude still remain exactly the same.
The Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital partnered with the International Cooperation and Development Fund to host a medical training exchange program for diplomatic allies in March of this year. 3 medical personnel from Burkina Faso came to Taiwan to train. After 3 months of training, recently they held a graduation ceremony and expressed their reluctance to leave their Taiwanese colleagues.
Sharing these hugs are part of a goodbye as 3 medical personnel from Burkina Faso concluded their 3-month training program at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital. They are deeply grateful and show emotion, as some even wear traditional costumes for this graduation event on June 27th.
I want to thank Tzu Chi for its contribution to Africa. I believe my country and other African countries can come to Taiwan to learn more medical knowledge with Tzu Chi.
Over the past 3 months, they seized every opportunity to learn more about obstetrics and gynecology and pediatrics, but also took part in an integrated healthcare delivery system plan that brought them to rural communities in the Hualien and Taidong areas, as well as exposed them to Tzu Chi's humanistic medicine practices. Also, special medical instructional videos were made in their native language pertaining to tuberculosis and rabies, hoping to improve the medical services of those in Burkina Faso.
I'm looking forward to future opportunities to have Tzu Chi doctors and nurses or other colleagues to go to your country to provide service and establish better healthcare system.
Burkina Faso still needs to actively improve the local medical environment and resources. Though with these 3 individuals participating in this medical exchange, the seeds have been sown, and in the future this knowledge will germinate and lead to better medical care just around the corner.
The Tzu Chi Philippines Chapter recently held a 2-day vegetarian food fair to promote the benefits of vegetarianism and to raise funds for their charity mission. Over the course of 2 days, many residents showed their support for the event and learned about how healthy food can be easy as well as enjoyable.
In Quezon City, Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a vegetarian food fair, selling food made by the volunteers. Promoting vegetarianism in Manila can be challenging due to the residents' eating habits. Therefore, volunteers hope this food fair will help people realize adopting a vegetarian diet is actually very easy.
The food is very good. I was actually surprised. I didn't know it was all vegetarian. Very good quality, very good food. Yeah.
This is a nice activity, no? Kasi it teaches us to eat organic at saka mga vegetarian foods, no? So of course, this is low in cholesterol, low in salt para medyo healthy.
Almost all the volunteers in Manila have been mobilized to help prepare for the 2-day vegetarian food fair. The mayor of Palo also visited the food fair while on a business trip in Manila.
I think people should start also eating healthy now. Like we're suffering from a lot of, sickness, ailments and all that. And eating right would be very good for the people.
I think it's a very fulfilling event. Like we were able to spread awareness about vegetarian food, and we're also able to raise funds for the activities of Tzu Chi. So yeah, we feel kind of nice.
Over the course of 2 days, the vegetarian food fair raised a total of 300,000 pesos, or $6,300, which will be used by Tzu Chi to help people in need.
Located in Taoyuan's Quezon district, the DaAi recycling station has served the local community for the past 11 years. To date, the senior who donated the plot of land still visits the recycling station to do her part to help the environment. She has even invited 2 of her in-laws to join her. Let's take a look. Over the past 11 years, DaAi recycling station in Quezon district has served as the go-to place for many seniors in the area.
Yes, otherwise I don't have a job.
This recycling station was donated by 91-year-old Chen Zhi and her daughter Chen Li.
In the beginning, they couldn't find a suitable place. When we stopped farming this plot of land, it was simply wasted. I brought a volunteer to see if they wanted to use this area. Later, they came to build the recycling station.
Committed to protecting the planet, these 3 sisters-in-law frequently meet up at the recycling station.
This is my sister-in-law. This is my other sister-in-law.
Without fanfare, they quickly take apart these plastic bottles.
As long as you're alive, you must be active, right? Join us.
I just know eating and working. I'm not good at conversation.
With this 91-year-old senior at the helm, these seniors live each day to the fullest.
Everyone comes here to help sort recyclables.
In Indonesia, people interested in volunteering can join an organization known as Indo Relawan. At a recent Tzu Chi event to promote environmental awareness in Jakarta, 24 members of this volunteer organization also came. Many of them feel that it is important for them to show humility and do more for the planet.
In Indonesia, people interested in volunteering can join Indo Relawan. When Tzu Chi held an event at Surya Dharma School to promote recycling, 24 members from the volunteer organization came.
Basically, we want to tell them that this event is not their last one. We want them to be inspired by a Tzu Chi event and learn about the spirit behind Bamboo Bank era.
At the event, participants learned about how to cherish resources, reduce the amount of garbage, recycle, and reuse.
I sort recyclables at home, but not so diligently. This has been a positive influence. For me or others, we have to be willing to recycle from our heart before we can inspire others.
Meanwhile, another Indo Relawan member, who's an information technology engineer, wants to do something meaningful outside of his job.
The basic lesson is for us to be humble and sort recyclables from garbage.
In addition, a university student once picked up garbage while traveling on foot in the United States.
The recyclables donated to Tzu Chi are mostly clean. At least they are not too dirty or smelly like the ones in Bantar Gebang.
Being young and passionate about serving, these volunteers are putting their love into action to protect the environment.
Liang Jinquan and his wife, Zhuang Shuru, are very frugal Tzu Chi volunteers. For over a decade, the couple have been living a simple life and rarely buying new clothes. They prefer to volunteer for Tzu Chi as this activity allows them to feel rich in spirit.
Liang Jinquan has been wearing this Tzu Chi uniform for 18 years, but he doesn't want to replace it with a new one.
Since it's not torn, I'll cherish it and continue wearing it.
Liang and his wife Zhuang are Tzu Chi volunteers. They always patch the holes on their clothes and continue wearing them. Liang hasn't bought any new clothes in over a decade. As for his wife, she bought new clothes less than 5 times since they were married a decade ago.
When my mom feels her clothes are too small, she'll bring them to me. But if I can wear them, I will because they're still wearable.
Besides saving expenses associated with food, clothing, and other living costs, Liang also has designed a rainwater recycling system to reuse rainwater. The couple never wastes anything and donates the money they save to support Tzu Chi.
We don't have any entertainment. We simply do recycling and other Tzu Chi work, and that makes us happy.
We can donate this money. It isn't much, but I feel content.
It's like what the master says, donation isn't the privilege of rich people, but an expression of love, and they have really done it.
Liang Jinquan and his wife live a simple, content life. To them, their life is rich as they can walk on the path of Bodhisattva with other Tzu Chi volunteers and seek nothing else.
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shiding, New Taipei City, recently invited community residents to join a tea gathering, where a Tzu Chi volunteer who serves in South Africa shared his experience. Despite the heavy rain, the event attracted many participants.
With years of experience carrying out Tzu Chi's missions in South Africa, Tzu Chi volunteer Michael Pan shares his experiences. The afternoon rain, no matter how severe, did not stop the residents from coming. Furthermore, the Sun Xing Religious Center chairman was happy to lend Tzu Chi the venue.
I wasn't able to go with him to South Africa to serve as a Tzu Chi volunteer, and honestly, I feel like I really missed out.
Although there are not many certified Tzu Chi volunteers in Shiding, the local volunteers have carried out the recycling mission well. This tea gathering attracted many community residents to participate. Among them, 5 teachers from Wuchang Elementary School find the event worthwhile.
We should all slowly save up money to help the people of Taiwan, inspiring people in Taiwan to reach out to other countries. The master is truly great.
At the gathering, the volunteers also invite all the participants to join the efforts to protect the environment and reach out to the less fortunate to contribute to the community.
At Taichung's Chunshe Community Center, a group of seniors averaging 75 years old have put together an exhibit displaying their own painted artworks. The seniors even turned their paintings into postcards for a charity sale, hoping to donate the proceeds. We will leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. See you next time.